Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 shoulder exercises that you can implement into your training right now to help if you have underdeveloped rear deltoids. So let's get to it. So to recruit more rear deltoids into your workout, you have to rethink some of the exercises that you might already be doing. For example, if you're doing barbell overhead pressing, what's happening in this exercise is yes, we're recruiting all 3 deltoid heads, but we're having less recruitment in the rear deltoids because of the bar placement. The bar is placed in front of us at the bottom of the movement, and then it only starts to be coming up and over our head as we get towards the top. So yeah, we're still hitting all 3 deltoid heads with this exercise, but we can make one simple change to bring more rear delts into the movement throughout the entire range of motion. And that change is very simple. It's using dumbbells. Now the reason why using dumbbells allows us to bring more rear delts into the movement is because we can start out the exercise like this with the dumbbells already by our side or by the sides of our head. And the movement pattern is a straight line. You're going all the way up and all the way down. And in doing this, we're activating more rear deltoids. And now the reason why you want to do this standing versus seated is because you can actually recruit a bit more rear delts with the standing version for the simple fact that you're not going to be allowed to cheat. Now, what happens when you're doing the seated version, whether it's barbell or dumbbell, is a lot of us tend to not have our butts as close to the seat as possible, and we start to develop a really high arch in the back. And when you have that high arch in your back, you start to lean back more this way, and it starts bringing a lot more of the movement towards the front of your shoulders as you press. But when you do the standing version with dumbbells, you have no choice but to keep your core as tight as you can while performing the movement, keeping your body in a straight line. So there's no chance for you to arch like this, because if you do, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot in your lower back. Now for the second exercise, we're going to take a movement that a lot of you are probably doing right now, which is the face pull, which is really great for targeting the rear delts. Also hitting a lot of mid and upper traps as well. But when you do this exercise, you're doing it in a standing position, and you're kind of limited to how much weight you can pull back while staying in the upright position, right? You have nothing to really stop you from flying towards the cable machine if you start to go too heavy. Granted, it's not an exercise that requires a lot of weight, but if we can add just a tiny bit more to try to activate those rear delts and have them contract a bit harder on every single repetition, then it's worth doing that, right? So instead of doing your face pull standing like this on the cable machine, let's make one simple change. Let's take that rope and let's go over here to the seated low row. And now on this machine, it's very easy for us to try to boost the weight a little bit, because with our feet now in front of us, this is going to give us a nice foundation so that if we decide to go a little heavier, we can plant our feet and still focus on a hard contraction and pulling that rope all the way to our face. As we go forward, we can get that nice deep stretch that we like and repeat for reps. All right, guys, so before we get to the third and final exercise I want you to try your next shoulder day, if you're low on supplements, whether it's protein, creatine, aminos, pre-workout, head over to GoBSN and use my code SCOTT15, and you'll get 15% off your entire order and free shipping. So make sure you check it out. I'll post the link down in the info section below. All right, so exercise number 3, guys. Instead of just running over towards the end of your shoulder workout, which we all do, to the dumbbell rack, and doing bent over rear raises or a variation of a bent over rear raise, I want you to try an exercise called the Wolverine. Now it's called the Wolverine, but to me, I'd rather call it Weapon X, because that sounds way cooler than the Wolverine. Obviously, it's the same person, but the reason why it's called the Wolverine is because what does Wolverine do? He pops his claws, and then he goes like this, right? Which to me kind of more reminds me of when he comes out of the tank during the Weapon X experiment, but that's just the geek side of me. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up 2 cables all the way up, and then you're basically just going to replicate the movement of Weapon X, of him popping his claws and then coming out down by the sides of his body. Now this is going to heavily recruit a lot of your posterior chain. Obviously not just the rear deltoids. We're hitting bits of the shoulders, we're hitting the traps, obviously hitting the bit of the back as well, but the rear deltoids are going to be recruited heavily during this exercise. And you can even see in the video that my rear deltoids are popping. So again, guys, all we're doing is we're taking exercises that you're probably already incorporating in your workout, and we're tweaking them, because chances are your front delts and your middle delts they're already pretty developed. It's always the rear deltoids that are lagging, and it's because of these simple form cues that when you're told about them and how to get around them, it seems so easy. But if you don't know, for example, doing a standing dumbbell press targets a bit more rear delts or recruits a bit more rear delts than doing it with a barbell or seated, you just don't know. But that's what my channel's for. And if you guys enjoy my tips and you want to see more quick videos like this, comment below and smash that like button. And if you guys need a program to bring with you to the gym, you can download my program for free right now, guaranteed gains, by clicking the link right here. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.